Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about new major theses regarding the longest battle in cinema history that will take place at Winterfell in the third episode of the final season. We're also going to talk about other season 8 theses as well as about new promo. So let's get right into it. Entertainment Weekly's cover story last month gave us an inside look into the final Game of Thrones season through the eyes of James Hibberd, but it seems that report was not enough for him, and so he decided to reveal even more about his final set visits. For years, James Hibberd has been one of the very few journalists HBO has invited on set, and has broken many stories about things to come in Westeros. In case you're not caught up with the news, let's quickly recap the info we have thus far. A few weeks ago, James revealed that Season 8 will open at Winterfell, with an episode that contains plenty of callbacks to the show's pilot. Instead of King Robert's procession arriving, it's Dany and her army. What follows is a thrilling and tense intermingling of characters, some of whom have never previously met, many who have messy histories, as they will prepare to face the inevitable invasion of the Army of the Dead. Sansa is not thrilled with Jon banning knee to Dany. The drama builds to a confrontation with the Army of the Dead, that's expected to be the most sustained action sequence ever made for television or film. And we also learn that there are characters in the finale that we do not expect. So basically most of the main characters will be at Winterfell at the beginning of Season 8, with Jaime and a few more yet to arrive. There will be a drama until the Great War starts and the Night King comes to Winterfell. Hibberd's Entertainment Weekly cover story about Game of Thrones Season 8 is the best resource for fans who simply cannot wait any longer for April. And now, speaking on a new episode of his Game of Thrones Weekly podcast, he dropped even more knowledge. James Hibberd teases an intimate, spectacular final season of Game of Thrones. Let's hit some of the highlights, starting with Hibberd's take on the battle for Winterfell, which seems to be the greatest battle ever filmed. They spent 10 months filming 6 episodes of television, which would normally take about 2 months. That's pretty crazy. And a lot of that was not the big battle stuff, but the regular scenes of 2 people talking hallway, he clarifies. If it's a scene that would normally take a day to shoot, they'd spend several days shooting, because they're trying so hard to get every little thing right. So they do take after take, from all sorts of different angles, so that in editing they have different ways to piece it together. But the battle is the big sexy thing, Hibberd concedes. It's shaping up to be what probably almost certainly is the longest consecutive battle sequence in cinema history. They look to try and find other ones out there, the one in the 2 Towers in The Lords of the Rings, which is about 40 minutes, and in the movie 13 Assassins, which was also around 40 minutes. This is going to be longer than 40 minutes, it's pretty nuts. HBO has also gone all in on sets for Season 8, building out the Winterfell set to make it as close to real castle as possible. According to Hibberd, the crew was up to the challenge. They massively expanded the Winterfell set. You can wander around, point the camera at any direction, and it shows more Winterfell. One of the directors pointed out that even in a big budget Marvel or Star Wars movie, they usually only build what the actors are gonna stand directly in front of, and fill the rest with green screen. But for this set and a few others as well, they built it as 360 degrees set, so you don't have to fill it with special effects. You don't have to favor one particular angle. You can have cameras follow people around. You can do unusual angles and come up with different things on the day of shooting. So it allows a lot more creativity, and it helps the actors. No acting required. They're running around these sets fighting with fake blood on snow flying everywhere, torches burning, fire and smokes, it feels like you're right there. If you've been following Game of Thrones Season 8 news and leaked photos, you know that there's a big battle set to take place in Season 8, and it's now been confirmed to take place in the 3rd episode of the final season by the actor who plays the Night King, Vladimir Furdik. Furdik let the news slip during a fan convention in Hungary. He said and spoiled in the 3rd episode of the last season, there's a battle that the creators intended to be a historic moment in television. Almost the full episode will be about a battle, it will take about 1 hour. So it won't be until the 3rd episode that the Night King arrives at Winterfell. Why that long, you must wonder? That's because the Night King will not start its conquest with Winterfell. The Night King will hit Lashart and Karhold first, just as Jon Snow predicted. After the Night King is done with them, he will proceed south, arriving at Winterfell in episode 3. The living with Jon Snow and Dany as their champions will be ready. Furdik states they filmed this battle for 3 months in the wind and the rain outdoors, and then for another month in a huge studio, which makes this far and away the most labor-intensive battle sequence in the show's history, and therefore in the history of TV. I can tell you that there will be no shortage of surprises in Season 8, Furdik continues. There will be a lot of dragons, the Night King will return, and in the season the biggest battle for the throne will be completed. This battle is directed by Miguel Sapochnik, the guy behind some of the best episodes of Game of Thrones like Hardhome, Winds of Winter and Battle of the Bastards. It's brutal, said star player Dinklage Tyrion Lannister. It makes the Battle of the Bastards look like a theme park. Writing earlier about this historic sequence, James Hibberd called it wall-to-wall action, and detailed how it jumps between the stories of several different characters. What this means is basically, while in the battle for Winterfell in Season 6 we followed only stories of a very few characters. In this battle, however, almost all the main characters are here, and he has to jump between the stories of all these different characters. We have Jon Snow with his direwolf fighting on the ground, and Dany with her dragons fighting in the sky. We have characters like Arya Stark, the Hound, Davos Beric, Jorah, Tormund, Brienne, Grey Worm, Gendry, all the Northern Lords, possibly Theon Greyjoy, Bronn and Jaime as well fighting on the ground. Although the story will most likely follow Arya and Jaime while all these other characters are around them. We also have Bran, Sansa, Sam, Gilly, Varys, Robin, Arryn and Tyrion, all of whom might not be the first line of defense, but the story will definitely follow Tyrion and Bran. The story will also follow the opposite side, the Night King, whose story will without a doubt clash with Dany's, while fighting her in the sky. Dany on Drogon, the Night King on Viserion, possibly Jon on a dragon named after his father. Perhaps. What we also know for a fact is that winter will not fall at Winterfell. This battle will be a huge defeat for the living. The Mist frost the Direwolf marker over as well as the marker for Dany's Unsullied forces, but unfortunately the Northern Army and the Unsullied are not going to be only casualties for the living. It's confirmed that most of the Dothraki will fall too, and then shortly after be brought back to life by the White Walkers to basically act as their minions. Here you can see the Dothraki Whites riding on horseback. One would think that these might be the White Walkers who have already been seen riding horses, but during the filming the White Walkers are just guys in prosthetics and makeup, except for their blue eyes which are added in post-production. The green suits like the ones we can see on this Dothraki however are used for whites. The decayed skeletal kind is achieved with the help of visual effects, hence the green suits. With the clothing and saddles we can definitely say that these are the Dothraki Whites. What we cannot say for a fact, although it's been hinted by the official tease, is that Dany will at some point burn her former Dothraki loyalists. Here we can see the Dothraki marker being burned. Does that foreshadow Dany burning the Dothraki that fell during the battle for Winterfell and became whites? You decide. Long story short, the Night King will conquer the north, and the living, or at least what's left of them, will have to retreat south and once again partly with Cersei and Euron. That said, Hibberd saw much more than grand spectacle. There's been so much focus on the spectacularness of the battles, but they're not skimping on the one-on-one scenes and the character scenes. I think people are going to be surprised about how intimate the final season is, in addition to the spectacular stuff that you're expecting. Hibberd then teases the ending without giving away specifics, of course. What you want in any final season is things to be unexpected, but also make sense, so you don't want anything to surprise you for surprise's sake. You want everything to feel earned and to look back and go, okay, yeah, I could see how they were building to that. And from that, I know from the final season it does that. Hibberd also discusses the emotional table read, which was thoroughly covered in the original report, though he adds speculatively that it might have been filmed for a future Blu-ray extra or the like, as well as the heightened security on set, and the anxiety his Secret Season 8 knowledge is causing him, a feeling he describes as carrying around the pop culture nuclear codes in your head. For more funny stories and some details I might have missed, I recommend you to check out the full episode. Finally, Hibberd theorizes the trailer may be coming quite soon, though it did not air on the first day of winter as I and many fans expected, or should I say hoped for. Now onto the new promo. Over the last couple of days, HBO has been on a bit of promotional blitz, first releasing a video where various celebrities sit on the Iron Throne, and encourage people to binge the show before the Season 8 premieres in April. Then stars Sophie Turner, Sansa, Maisie Williams, Arya and Kit Harington, Jon Snow are doing the same thing, mentioning quite a few great reasons to watch the show. Dragons, White Walkers, Kit Harington, Sophie Turner, lots of people, not that many people. People already familiar with Game of Thrones may be more interested in the fact that this promo was very likely filmed on the set of Season 8. Is there anything we can get from it? To start, all three actors are on the same set, with stone pillars in the background, which is highly resembling the Winterfell crypts. Based on earlier footage released by HBO, we know Jon Snow will return to Winterfell, probably very early in the season. There have also been some reports about scenes set in the crypts. We'll see the crypts again in the first 2 episodes of Season 8 at least. One of those scenes will involve characters discussing Ned's death, a popular topic whenever people go down there. The production filmed at least one scene at Shane's Castle, an ancient ruin structure that's been used extensively throughout the series for a variety of locations. That scene reportedly involved 2 leading cast members, happens very early in the season, and is set in the crypts beneath Winterfell. In addition, the scene is set to end with someone blowing a horn, which could be good, signalizing that reinforcements are coming, or could be quite bad, signalizing that the White Walkers have reached Winterfell. Are they the one that will be involved in this scene? Or are we overthinking, and they all just gathered on this location to shoot the promo? We'll find out in April. There you have guys, new details regarding the final season of Game of Thrones, especially the battle for Winterfell, a new promo that might not be giving away much, but that's still something. Let me know your opinion about all of this in the comment section down below. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.